Welcome back. My name is Sarah, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you two different ways to paint florals. Painting florals using just watercolor versus using watercolor and pen achieve very different results. So I want to show you how I do basically the same painting, but come away with two very different looking paintings that were both really fun to do. So let's get started. When I'm painting florals with watercolor, I like to take my pencil and just lightly sketch out where I want the clusters of flowers to go. I don't usually draw out the flower because I make changes in the moment. I also do little lines of the directions I want my leaves to go. Same thing with this bottom one. I'm doing a very similar floral on the top and bottom, but the top one I'll be using pen and the bottom one I'll be doing the entire thing in watercolor. So, like I said, this top one I'll be using pen. So what I'm going to be doing is taking my flower colors and putting in blobs where the flowers are going to go. And then when it's dry, I will define it with pen. So a bigger flower, we have some smaller flowers around it. They're pretty much all touching. And I have a little purple one there, and then I'll do kind of a semicircle one down at this bottom. And then I'll add in some leaves. I'm picking a green and doing a wiggly worm technique, trademark. And so that means that I start thin with my brush and then I push down and then I end thin as well. So let's take a look at this one up here. Thin, push down thick, end thin. And as I push down on my brush, I kind of wiggle it in order to give it some texture on the leaf. Now for this bottom area, this bottom painting, I am painting the actual flowers all in watercolor. So I'm still using blobs, but I'm using those blobs to make petals of my flowers. These are really pretty kind of, I don't know, rose right there. Um, am I looking at a reference photo? No, these are made up flowers, but I'm making sure that I'm leaving some white space where the petals are and especially where the center is because that's where I'll add some detail. You can see here that I'm not waiting for the flowers to dry before I add paint next to it. And when they touch, it means we're going to get some bleeding. I like that look with florals, especially when I know that all of these colors are going to go together very nicely, which I know these do. I'm adding in a couple of little, berry things before adding in some wiggly leaves again. I'm using the wiggly worm technique again, but this time I'm having them be a little thicker and having two sides of the leaf and maybe leaving in some white space as well, just for fun. Maybe that's a leaf vein right there. Florals keep me humble. They're actually not the things I paint most often. I kind of go in stages, but it's been a while since I painted florals. It always starts really strong and then I panic and then I feel like I've forgotten how to paint entirely. So, this was a fun exercise just to see my options. We're going to take some dark purple and just dot in some little center stuff in the center of these flowers. I don't know the terminology. If you know the terminology, feel free to fill in that word. We got some yellow stamens, question mark, some yellow dots, some purple dots. I really love that yellow color with like the peaches and pinks and purples. I think that looks really pretty. Now I'm using a slightly darker purple shade just to put some detail and texture on these petals, some little lines, some little veins. I'm doing with watercolor everything that I'm going to be doing with pen in just a second as I'm letting that top one dry. That kind of plummy purple is really pretty in the center of these flowers. I'm doing some more of that, building up those darks. Trying not to overdo it, but I know how I can be, so if it happens, it happens. All right, for this top one, I liked those little berries or whatever, so I wanted to put in a couple little clusters of something. And now that it's dry up top, I am using my Micron brush pen to define the shapes of these flowers. I'm trying really hard not to be bound by the blobs that I painted, and instead let my pen go outside the lines. I'm kind of dotting in those center areas as well, a couple of little lines for the shadows on the petals. I'm also adding in kind of outlines for these little blobby shapes around it. And same thing for all of these flowers, I'm putting in some petals, but again, not limiting myself to the blobs. You'll see that a lot better with the leaves. Oh, right there, you could see I'm letting the brush kind of do its own thing and go outside of the blob area. Oh, we're getting dark. Okay, that's fine. Here you can see I'm doing outlines of these leaves and I'm really letting it be wiggly and letting it kind of go outside the lines. I know I'm just repeating myself. Going outside the lines, it looks kind of looser. It looks fun and playful. I really like using a brush pen or a regular pen over dried watercolor, but you want to make sure that it's dry fully, otherwise it won't work the same way. We're going in and adding in a couple more details to these petals, a couple of little dots and dashes, some Morse code for some shadow and texture. I never know what to do with that white space in the middle of my florals because I always wish I had just smushed the flowers together and there was no white space. So I don't know, I just did some squiggles in there. Probably could have stopped at this point, but I refuse to quit. Now I feel like I just want a little bit more. So instead of painting more leaf shapes, I'm going in with my pen and putting in some little clusters of leaves. And I'm still not satisfied. So I'm putting in these little dots of just, I don't know, texture, energy. But here's the problem. It immediately looks like fruit flies to me. Do you see? It's like, this looks like a decaying bouquet, and there are fruit flies that are swarming the carcass of the flowers. So I'm pretending that doesn't exist, and I'm going in and adding more detail while I kind of figure out if I should scrap this or if I can make it work. Now I'll stick some gel pen in there. I'm just throwing my whole toolbox at it. See, this is what I mean. I start strong. I'm like, oh, these colors are so beautiful. And then I go and add in detail. And then I'm like, I did too much. And then I try to add in more. And then I'm like, I did way too much. So we're going to see how this ends up. Yeah, we're adding in some white acrylic pen. And then I decided to go over the fruit flies with a gold acrylic marker, just so that it's like gold shimmer and it's very clearly not fruit flies. Did it achieve? Oh, yep. Let's just add more gold. We're good. This is great. This is cute. Did it solve the problem? Yeah. We're going to say yes, it did. And if it didn't, don't tell me. Something that I love to do as a way to make a piece feel finished is just to add a little border, even just a regular line. And I'm leaving some space so I'm not going over my flower shapes or my leaf shapes, and I'm using that gold so that it seems like I always intended to put gold fruit flies in there, and that just makes it feel very finished and super cute. Let's add a little bit more detail to this bottom one, and then this one I knew that I wanted to add a pretty background color, so that will be the last step for this one. For the background, I'm going to be using this really pretty peachy color and then making sure to leave a little bit of white in between the background and the flower shapes so that I'm not accidentally painting over anything. This whole paint set was fun to work with. This is a new one I got recently from Shayda Campbell, who's an awesome painter that you should definitely follow. And the reason this was fun to do for this particular project is all of the colors in here are kind of curated to be pretty cohesive. So I didn't really have to do too many decisions. I knew I could just grab any of the paints here and they would look good together, even if they mixed. So that was really fun. The pinks, especially, I really liked. I like this paint set. It is super creamy. It activates well with water. It's really pigmented. I will say one thing I noticed is in times when I tried to do some lifting or scrubbing, some of the paints didn't lift well. And depending on what type of project I'm doing, that does mean that I need to be a bit more intentional because the lifting wasn't really an option. But all in all, super cute colors to use. I really love adding a background to a finished floral painting, whether you're using a complementary color or black or putting in some cool stripes or something. It feels like a coloring page that you made yourself, which makes you very cool. So I'm going to let this dry and I'll add in a couple little veiny stripes to my leaves and we'll finish it off with a border. So you can see where I was doing little veins up top with the brush pen. Here I'm doing it with just a darker green. It still gives some detail and dimension, but it's just kind of preference. Do you want it to be in watercolor? Do you want it to be in pen? All right, border time. Here we go. These Artex acrylic markers are amazing. I really have enjoyed playing around with them this fall. They go great as like opaque details over watercolor. They actually remind me a lot of gouache, but for me, they are just so much easier to use than painting with gouache. So they are one of my favorite recent purchases. And this looks like it's in a little wood frame. I love that. All right, let's detape. Detapify. Here we go. All right, time for some final tweaks and edits, and then we are done. I hope this was fun. I hope you try out different styles of painting with florals and figure out how the effect looks when adding pen versus just doing everything in watercolor, adding a background versus adding fruit flies. And I hope this gave you some inspiration. Thanks for joining. Bye.